This is one of those weeks when I really don't have to say all that much. After all, our chalice lighting reminded us that we are, each of us, responsible for the creation of our own identity, that we're not dependent on others for it. But then the recognition of folks who've chosen to formally align themselves with this faith community points to an equally important truth, that we create our identity in relationship. We can't do it all on our own. Our story showed us what can happen when we let others' ideas of who we should be override our own sense of who we are. And that fabulous Fred Small song told us that no matter how we get there, who we are is a beautiful thing. Anybody else cry while we were singing that? It's sad how hard it has been for our human family to embrace these truths. We've bound people in chains of gender norms and racial divisions and socioeconomic expectations. Who you are, or rather, who you can be, has been controlled and codified, calcified and encrusted, and woe to those who bent or blurred those lines. Sadder still, to me at least, is how often religion has been the tool which forced people into conformity and punished them when they refused. Most sad of all, I suppose, is that while I've been using the past tense, I should have been using the present perfect progressive, indicative of an action that began in the past, continues in the present, and probably into the future. The hard times are not over yet. There's still work to be done. Yet today we have had the opportunity to celebrate with 16 people who have found here at TJMC a community with whom they know they will be challenged to be their full and authentic selves, and who know that here those selves will be accepted and embraced. This weekend we had 37 young adults, not just the future of our movement and of our world, but its active and engaged present, who were willing to explore together dimensions of identity that some of us older adults would never have even known to consider when we were their ages. And I've got to come back to this again, we have sung a song with and to our younger ones, a song which so many of us only wish had been sung to us when we were young. And that journey home, the choir sang about a moment ago, is a camp meeting song, so you know that what it's talking about is going home to heaven. But can we be forgiven if we hear in it something of a Buddhist-inspired echo of going home to our true selves? Which would, of course, be perfectly appropriate for this service. Mike shared with us something of his own journey toward the spiritual identity he claims for himself now, and I could do the same. So could you. So should you. And I don't use that word from the pulpit all that often. But this is really something that we really should do. One of my most fervent hopes for this community is that we can find more ways to more often share more deeply with one another about those journeys that each of us has been on, those journeys that have made us who we are, and those journeys we are still on that will make of us who we will be. Covenant groups are a fantastic way of doing this, of course, a powerful ministry of sharing, and I strongly recommend it to anyone who yearns to be more fully known and to know others more deeply. Some of our adult faith development programs offer these opportunities too, as do ministries like the worship leaders. Talk to me, talk to Alex, talk to Leah, contact the church office if you want to know more about the ways that are already in place. And do the same if you have ideas that we've not yet begun to explore, because this is the core of who we are as a community of faith. Thomas Jefferson Memorial Church is a place to come to discover who you are, to deepen that understanding, and then to dare to leave that certainty so that you can keep on discovering. May that be so.